Hello everyone, this is Anim here for another animated short film reaction video. And for today, I'm taking a look at something I have not seen in years. I probably, probably going to date myself a bit. I probably have not seen this in maybe 30, 35 years, maybe even longer. So yeah, that is dating myself. Yeah, I'm a little bit up there. But this is something that I grew up on. This is, just Simple Simon and the land of chalk drawings. And when I was growing up, I watched this, at home, and also watched it in elementary school. Sometimes they would show it, in class, just to kind of give some lessons, on life and how to deal with certain aspects of life. But the great thing about it, and it's one thing about me, about growing up in Ohio, at least being in elementary school in the 80s. So again, I am dating myself. They showed a lot of animation. They showed a lot of animation to us in class, and a lot of the animation came from the National Film Board of Canada, and a lot of just great independent animation. 2D animation, stop motion claymation. Sand animation. I mean, actual animation made with sand. Also, animation, made with just real detailed paintings. Just a lot of creativity that was that came about, that we were exposed to growing up. So, with that said, this is Simon. This is Simon in the Land of Chalk Drawings, number 9. Here's Simon's double. So, with that said, let's get started.
Sulky, who was altering everything.
So again, something very simple here. Just simple, no color, just simple line drawings here. And here in this intro here, very expressive as Simon is walking, and nice movement, very fluid. And just a very simple, intro, and a lot of really good intros.
Simon,
the best animation is also in the intros.
His mother ticked him off, and Simon began to sulk. His mother found him later still sulking.
If you notice here, the animation is very simple. Look here, at the mother. The only thing that was moving was from the torso up.
Simon looked at himself.
So you see there's a little bit of limited animation here. Again, as you see right there, just very quick movements with the arms, just to show that, I drew myself.
Henry, his chalk drawing friend. Simon, there's trouble in the land of chalk drawings. Will you come? So he followed Henry to the land of chalk drawings. And there, Simon saw the strange...
Oh wow, I remember this.
The elephant had 5 trunks. The cat had prickles like a hedgehog. Ow! The dog had 3 tails and didn't know which to wag.
Wow, see how fluid that was, just the turning of the head of the dog's head.
The birds had too many wings and couldn't fly properly. The flowers in the field were all droopy. Simon was puzzled. Why are all you flowers looking so miserable? The flowers pointed at the sun.
Again, nice little bit of exaggeration.
The sun has lots more rays and the heat is killing us.
But also just, keeping everything very simple.
Very puzzled.
And again, nice change of color going into the different scenes, kind of, denoting emotion.
The caveman was angry because he didn't know which cave was his. Then Simon heard an angry quacking and went to the duck pond.
And a nice fluid run here.
The ducks were upset because
But again, just simple, limited animation, just, certain animation on repeat.
The teacher called Simon. Just come and look at my classroom.
And again, not even any lip sync in the mouth. It's just got it as a simple
Simon
movement.
Went to the classroom. All the desks and chairs had been lengthened so that the children couldn't reach them to work. children were let out to play instead. The train driver was very angry and called Simon. Simon wanted to go after the culprit on the train, but he found it had square wheels. What's more, the track had been altered.
Just a great exploration of
Simon
imagination.
and Henry followed the railway track, and there, at last, they caught up with the culprit. It was Simon's double, still sulky, who was altering everything with his chalk. Simon asked him for the chalk. His double refused. "Nah, I want it. I like changing the drawings and mixing everything up." So Simon took his own chalk and drew a picture frame round his double. The double tried to get out, but he couldn't. Helpless, the double agreed to behave. So Simon drew a smile on his face. And now his double ran off happily to join his friends, the children, who liked him because he'd got them off school. Simon was very relieved. "I promise to keep smiling and not sulk in future, Henry." Henry looked doubtful. "Don't forget we've got to change all the drawings back to normal, Simon." And Simon found it hard to look happy when he saw all that work in front of him.
Now, if you notice, this is a very very simple short. This is a series, like I said, I grew up on. Very simple animation. At times, some is very fluid in terms of the walking and running where it was needed. But if you also noticed within the film, there were times where the animation was very limited, meaning certain parts of the characters were moving while the remainder of the character remained static. Also, there were a number of parts within the short where there was a lot of repetitive animation, where it was the same movement repeated over and over again within a shot. All those types of things save time, and in many ways, when you look at it, they don't take away from the film itself. And another thing that I'm sure that you noticed here in terms of dialogue, the only dialogue came from the narrator, but when you saw where the narrator was speaking for the characters, there was no lip sync, there was no phonemes, or coming from the characters. Mouth was just kind of just moving, almost randomly. And in many ways, you could get away with that with the narrator. You don't necessarily have to move. You don't need the lip sync to move or to match directly with that of the narrator. You can kind of get away with that. So that's another thing that they were masterful in doing, is allowing that kind of breaking, of that, so that you don't have to animate, the actual lip sync. So again, that's another bit of time that's saved. Also, when you see that, you're dealing with chalk drawings, and most of them are pretty much stick figures or just singular line drawings, and it's just very much simpler. And you don't have to worry about coloring. You don't have to worry about detail. But again, like I mentioned with the dog that turned its head towards the camera and around, it was very fluid. It was very, very smooth. Very good movement right there with that. And the timing was good. So there's a lot of good things happening in this film. A lot of things where you see that a lot of corners were cut. But again, mostly it was very simplistic. Mostly line drawings. The change of emotion, came with changing of the color of the entire scene that you would go into. So, something really, really good. Like I said, it just straight to the point. Simon was mad. He drew his doppelganger, as being angry or being sad, and because of that, his double went amok in the land of chalk drawings, and made everything wrong and bad, and really wreaked havoc within that land of chalk drawings. But again, when you're dealing with animation, it's important to make sure that what you're doing enhances the story. It does not take away from the story. And like I said, the different things that were going on here within the film did not take away from the storytelling. The main thing of storytelling here was, again, Simon was mad and angry. And because of that, his doppelganger caused trouble because the doppelganger was angry and sad. And it's important to keep your composure, to not go away in anger, and anger can cause problems, can cause pain, can cause disruption of life. So again, simple animated shorts like this, taught life lessons, to us as kids, simply of how to deal with our emotion, how to deal with anger. And sometimes anger is not a good thing. It hurts people. So if you're going into animation, or if you're already in animation, think about the stories that you're telling, and think about how you're trying to tell them through the art itself, through your animation and through the actual artwork within your film. Is something that's really important to really understand. So again, like I said in the beginning, this is something I grew up with, and is extremely influential to me, and wanting to really be an animator. Along, I saw so many great films and shorts I grew up with, especially films from the Looney Tunes, from and all the different types of animated shorts and films that existed, from the 30s and 40s all the way up through the 70s and 80s, as I grew up, and even up into through the 90s, all influencing, what I wanted to create and what I wanted to do. So again, I always challenge you, you know, go look at animation. Find these different shorts that exist, all throughout the internet. Especially here on YouTube. YouTube is possibly the biggest library that you could find of animated short films, and just watch them. Just watch them. Old ones, new ones, everything in between. 2D, 3D, stop motion, sand animation, like I mentioned. Just watch them. And as always, if you have any suggestions for me to react to, please post them in the comment section below. And also, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to share it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. So with that said, Anim signing off.